Tampering with Project Omega is forbidden. You will be terminated. Initiate Unibeam attack.
Assist me! Thor is down!
I do not like the sound of that.
Would give the holder almost unlimited power.
Not almost.
Heimdall! Aid me now! Ooh, is it getting hot in here?
What's up, Fear? What you been doing?
You know, grinding Marvel Avengers, playing my game. I want to feel like a superhero. You know,
that's what I like. That's what I like to hear. Marvel's Avengers. That's what we're going to be talking about because we got I got some questions for you, man. I got a couple questions I want to ask you and get your thoughts on because there's not too many people that I know that grind this game as hard as you do, but you do it pretty hard when you go into your grinding on when it comes to farming in Marvel's Avengers, and I want to get your thoughts on that. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. So, first, what is Tachyon Surge, and what are the effects of Tachyon Surge in the game of Marvel's Avengers?
Tachyon Surge is a status damage boosting type of gear. You can farm it from Tachyon Rifts. You can get it from Monica. What it does is it makes the status of whatever status effects you're using stronger, making your build more versatile, and overall it just improves the status damaging of your abilities, whether it's the 6 types that are in the game currently right now at the moment.
Okay, that's cool. How did Tachyon Surge on Marvel's Avengers, how did it change the game when it came to farming?
So Crystal Dynamics introduced this amazing perk over a year ago, and it really changed the game because it really gave players something fun and exciting to farm for and test into their build, to implement into their build, and to just go to go ham and really feel like a superhero in the game. Like there was so many options. You like, oh, I can test Cosmic and Particle, or I can test Cosmic and Shock, or Particle and Shock, or Gamma and Particle, and see what was stronger with Tachyon Surge. They can do all this, and they made the players feel good about I like farming for this gear because I want that perfect piece. I want that perfect synergy to go on my build. It's the perfect element I'm looking for, whether it's Cosmic or Shock or the other status effects that they might want on their build, depending on how they built their character. It made farming not as tedious. It gave players something to kind of look forward to, like, oh, I want to farm this, I want to do this mission. But all that changed when Crystal Dynamics decided to nerf this amazing perk, and they waited a whole year to do it, which didn't sit well with the player base.
So farming the game for about a year with, because Tachyon Surge was a piece of gear that was inside the game for about a year, and people were farming, spending mad hours. Now, how many hours do you think that you spent farming?
If I wanted to do a rough estimate, I would say at least hundreds of hours. I don't have an exact, but it's a lot. It's a lot. So I've been farming the game for the whole year. So I don't know the exact. I would have to do some math, but it's a lot of hours. It's a lot. No doubt about it.
I can understand it. I can understand the feedback from some of the people. Well, Crystal Dynamics decided to change Marvel's Avengers Tachyon Surge gear with their last update. In your opinion, what are some of the effects on how the community feels about it, man?
They feel like they lost their trust in Crystal Dynamics as a whole, because this is the second step nerf that they've done in the game underhandedly to basically manipulate players into spending more money, spending more time playing their game, and they haven't been really honest with their player base. If you want my honest opinion, this really got players into it, and they waited a whole year to change what Tachyon Surge does. In its current state that it was in, it was good. I just feel like it didn't need a nerf. It was fine where it was. There was no need to change it. It gave players really something to do. The events You know, it felt more rewarding to say I can get a perk that allows me to do this, to make things a little bit easier for me, for my build. And maybe if I was struggling somewhere, this might have improved my build, you know, made it more versatile. A lot of the player base and the community, they just feel like they wasted their time for a whole year farming this, and then now they got to change up their build a little bit, or even make big changes depending on how their build was, because this perk was so good and it fit, and you know, it fit so well within their build. They just like, I feel used and abused. Like, I did all this, I supported your game, and then you go and do this. I just feel some type of way about it. Whether I just feel sad and angry, or sad and angry all at the same time. I just don't have any more faith in Crystal Dynamics and what they do, and I'm sure some of the player base feels the same way.
Changing that, it feels like the hours that a lot of people put into it are chasing Tachyon gear, these pieces, this gear, so they can make their characters stronger. Or why do you think that they took it away?
To be honest, I feel it was more of a business move, money related issue with the company. They always say that, oh, we made these decisions as a group. I tell you right now, it was the worst decision you could have ever made as a team, as a whole, as a group. Doesn't matter the reason you did it. It's the matter that I feel you manipulated and wasted players' time at the game that they farm and enjoyed to play. And they say, I got this perk and I can no longer use it. And it's been in this state for a whole year. And you say, you know what, we're going to nerf what it actually does now. You waited this long. You knew exactly what it did the whole year, and you decided to do it right now. So you saying we didn't know what it did? No, you did. You knew exactly what this amazing perk did for the game in general itself. And then they stated that it was never supposed to do that. Then why wait a whole year to nerf it? Why wait that long?
Instead of changing the game around or taking that perk away because of how people farmed and everything like that, what they should have done is probably fixing the game itself, like the bugs and the problems that are inside the game itself.
Yes, I feel if Crystal Dynamics actually listens to their player base, because if it's a lot of the player base saying they want certain things for the game, the developers themselves, the money would just flow in. If they actually make the game how it's supposed to and add the content that the players are asking for, they will feel more inclined to buy more stuff from the marketplace. They will feel good about a game that you listen to them about and play it. When you make a person feel good about a game that they're playing and you listen to their feedback from the community, you say, oh, the community wants this. That's like 100, say it's like 20,000 players saying that if you put this in the game, it'll make it so much better and we'll play your game a lot more. Most gamers, when they say they want something, they're usually not lying to you because they like video games. So if you make them feel good about playing a game, you make them feel like a superhero, the money will just flow into you. You ain't gotta like lie and do underhanded and undercut stuff to get it. You'll just get it. It won't even be an overtime thing. It'll just flow in. People will be happy to buy costumes for their mains, buy consumables because they have something worthwhile. You're not stealth nerfing anything. You're not trying to, diminish their playstyle, making them feel less powerful. They actually feel how they feel when they play. You listen to them, you put the content they ask, you make the changes, you fix the bugs, you will make the money that you so desire or so desperately need. But when you keep not listening to your player base, doing underhanded tactics and underhanded things, of course the player base is going to feel some type of way, and then you're going to lose some of your player base.
What can Crystal Dynamics on Marvel's Avengers do to basically fix this? If they have something down the pipeline coming, there's obviously a reason they did it. What are your thoughts on that? What can they do to fix it, or what can they do? What do you think they're going to do to replace it?
If let's just say apparently they have a stronger perk coming in that's stronger than Tachyon Surge. Let's just hypothetically say this, which I don't believe. I doubt that's not the case. I feel they should return Tachyon Surge to the way it used to be, put it back, and actually do what the player base asks them to do, like value our feedback and our time that we invest into this game. the stuff we buy from the marketplace, the added consumables that they just put in, that they said that they was never gonna do, and your player base will love you a lot more and be pleased to actually play your game. But when you keep fighting on the other side, it's like a one-sided argument, basically. It's either your way or the highway. You're gonna lose player base and you're gonna lose money all at the same time, because your pride is in the way now. Instead of you listening to your player base, doing what they ask, you want to do things your way. Your team decided you're gonna vote on this instead of saying, this is what the community says and we should do this. If they actually fixed the game, fixed the bugs, did what the player base actually stated, their game will be incredible. This game has so much potential, and it's being wasted by Crystal Dynamics. How should I say this? Lack of judgment on what the player base is saying, or just not caring overall. Just basically saying, we don't care what the player base says. We're going to do this our way, and you're going to continue to lose player base and money. It doesn't matter if you're getting new players. Once they begin to understand as well, it's just not going to go. It's not going to go with the way you think it's going to go. It's going to fail. It's not going to get any better, because word spreads. Veteran players are going to start to inform these new players. They're going to talk. They're going to connect. And they're going to actually do test runs and test their gear. And see, I don't like this. I don't feel very superhero-y in this game. I don't feel, I feel depowered as a superhero in an actual PvE game. I could understand if this was a PvP game and you did nerfs, but a PvE game, no. There's no PvP content. It's only player versus enemy. And you're nerfing heroes. You're nerfing Hulk's Thunderclap. It just doesn't make any sense. Like none. At all. And then you go back and change it in the patch notes after the players find out. You really think your player base is stupid when someone plays with a main and they notice the damage is off, and that's the only character they play, they're gonna notice. They're going to notice, especially if they enjoy playing this game. You thinking they're not gonna notice, they're going to notice that there's something not working well with their gear. Their damage feels off.